Truth at last, we're going to be talking about so many things. Life, money, we're going to be discussing about relationships, religion.
Someone did you wrong. Instead of going to talk to them,
You
you go and talk about them. You tell your mom, you tell your uncle, you tell the whole community, and you haven't even said a word to them. And then now it's harder for you to forgive this person because of how everybody knows.
If you're searching for problems, you're gonna find it. Because mentally you're already like, let me see what there is. So if you find something small, you're gonna run with it.
Because already your mind is
Exactly, your mind is looking for it.
You're also on Tinder, right? Tinder. Sorry.
So guys, you can see where
There's what they call sweet lies. Have you heard of sweet lies?
I hate sweet lies. I don't do
some
lies.
girls love sweet lies.
Okay, some people do. I'll leave it to them.
And I realize that many times when you lie to girls, and lies work for them, they're happy. But if it works against them,
sneaky, like if you're being secretive enough where you could allow them to believe it, sure. But as for me, I hate liars. I can't.
Because
I can't lie. I hate it. No, I'm being so serious. Like, I cut off friends. I cut off so many families for lying. It's just that one thing that, like, gets me so worked up. I'm fine. Like, you could be whatever, you could do whatever, but tell me the truth. That's the thing it is. Because it's like, I'm so honest all the time about everything. Like, even if my person's coming to me and the haircut's ugly, I'll be honest. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be like, you look cute. Like, nothing. I'm so honest about certain things. So I can't. It's just my biggest ick. Biggest ick. I can't do
because some
sweet
people
lies.
believe, when you lie to them, because this is something I read. It was said, the thing was like that when you lie to girls, they will believe you. When you tell them the truth, they even look into your eyes and say, you know what, Douglas, I can see in your eyes that you're lying to me. And I've seen it in relationships. Guys, forgive me, I'm just being honest, but I've seen it in relationships where I'm just saying the past. When you lie to a girl and she looks at you and says, Douglas, I can see in your eyes that actually you're telling me the truth. I can see it coming from deep within. But
but they don't know.
You're just lying to the person, right?
That's insane.
But when you're honest, they don't believe you. Say, Douglas, that's a lie. I can't believe it. That's a lie.
Yeah, no, like for me, the thing is like I just believe everything that my person says because I feel like people will call it naive, people will call it stupid. I just believe everything because me myself, I'm a very honest person. Really? So 100%. So it's like when my person lies to me, for example, even if it's a little white lie, I just believe it. I hate lies. So don't let me find out this is a lie. Yeah. But I believe it because I believe in like trust, and I believe like everything will come back to me if it's meant to come back to me.
So if you find out that he was lying to you, how
I actually did find out someone lied to me, and like my reaction.
How was your reaction?
I was heated. I was super heated. I questioned everything. I was like, I let them know that like I'm not okay with whatever happened. Like you have to be honest with me. If they would have told me, then at the time I wouldn't have reacted the way I reacted, because I would have been like, okay, this happened, but it's in the past. We're good now. But because it was it wasn't told until later on, and it was a lie, that really pissed me off. Honestly.
Are you one of those people that when someone does something bad to you, your partner, you call them and say, you know what, I just want to let you know you did this and that, but I just want to let you know that I've forgiven you and I love you so much.
Wait,
don't do it again, okay?
When they
do something bad.
Like I get really.
You call them, or you first wait, and you boil up and say, when is it coming? When is the person coming? Because I just want to give them. Yeah,
I'm just kidding. Okay, so I am the type of person that. So the person I'm with right now, there's a person who takes time to calm down first and then talks. Yeah. Me, I'm like, I'm mad, but I don't want to be mad, so let's talk about it right now. Right now, yeah. Like, I'm so heated, so I'm going to express this to you, but let's talk about it right now. Wow. And so I'm learning to calm down a bit. So if I find out something, most of the time I find out from my person because, like, we're long distance. There's no other way to find out about anything. So if they're expressing something to me or I'm expressing something to them, it's like I usually don't wait until I get boiled up because that just never worked in my favor. I'm telling you, I get so like if I'm upset, I get so heated that like
Are you like short tempered or something?
I don't know. Like I'm gonna be so honest with you. Like it's something that I'm conscious of and I'm working on. But it's like I was very like before many toxic relationships, I was very calm. I was very like, you know, and then after I got out of a few toxic things, I became like so short tempered. Where it's like now I'm in a healthier
Anything pisses you
relationship
off,
where
yeah.
it's teaching me like they're so patient with me. Like they even if I had a moment when I was like criticizing everything. I was like, you're doing this, like I can find better, da 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 da, all that stuff, but I still stayed because I love them and I want to be with them, right? And they're patient. They listen to everything. They told me like, I'm sorry, it's okay. Like, and now I feel calm. I feel like I don't need to really like fight or argue that much. I feel like I can just communicate things.
Oh, that's
So I'm
amazing.
not as short tempered as I was, but I definitely was. And ladies, I understand the temper. Men too. I understand the temper. Okay,
So,
like
so you're
completely
encouraging them,
understand
eh?
it. I'm not. I'm encouraging you to find a method that works for you to learn to calm it down, because it's hard. Like when you get heated, like you're literally. I'm not even joking. My face gets like heated.
Wow.
I start to sweat. Like
Oh my God.
it's so bad. That's why I'm like I've learned to just calm down and trust that the person you're with is with you because you guys love each other and you'll work through it. It's always about finding solutions.
But do you believe that when, for example, you're heated, do you believe that you want to first cool down before you start a conversation, or you prefer
Yeah.
to go when you are ready to?
I believe that it's good to go when you've calmed down, but I have in the past went when I was like ready to fight and tussle. And like my brother Amin, shout out to Amin. He just today told me he's like only talk when you're calm, and I'm like okay, because it's like I have three brothers. Like I pretty much grew up with only boys, and I've seen how they get extremely like passionate and heated about things, and I also see how they're so like carefree about like, oh, she's doing this, it's okay, like we'll talk about it later. So it's like I kind of got influenced by them to be a little more patient and just like, you know,
That's interesting.
yeah,
Because someone told me whenever you are very angry about something and you want to text someone,
yeah,
type the message and delete it.
yep, that's what I do.
Oh, that's what you
That's
do?
I do that. I typed something last night and I deleted it so fast because I was like, you know what, like I send one message. One message I'll send is I don't like what happened. I like what you did. We need to talk about it. That's it.
But I've seen like
Simple. But then after, I went like, da-da-da-da-da. Oh, you want to do this? Oh, okay. Well, I'm a da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, delete. The reason why is because that additional thing after, let's just talk about it, is gonna now make the person feel like they need to be super defensive and protect themselves because you're like accusing them or you're like, and you're harming them too. And then it's just gonna be a
something
mess.
interesting, huh?
It's gonna be a
Which
mess.
I think guys can witness. I don't know, girls. If it's a normal text, when they're annoyed, they can write a paragraph and they're like, "Oh my God, you don't even."
I
know
don't
what
even have time to write. I put on the audio and I talk my head off.
Oh, man! If I'm
I
scared
can't
of
even. I
anything,
can't
it's
even
audio.
type out that fast. That's the only thing. When I'm mad,
This
I
is-
can't type that fast.
When I have a problem with someone, I
Yeah.
don't want to listen to audios.
No, not the audio message. You know how Siri types for you? Yeah, I do, because I can't sit there. If I'm mad and I want to type a whole paragraph, I'm not going to sit there and type. Siri is going to type it for me because you need to hear the whole story. Like,
That's interesting. But I just want
But-
to, like, for the you mentioned that you happen to be in toxic relationships. Can you just tell me like a few things, some of the lessons that you learned from them,
Yes.
maybe to help someone who is watching?
yeah, for sure. So I have been in like mentally toxic, like abusive relationships in the past. And I was pretty young actually. Like I was only 17, turning 18. Like I was like 20. So it was like not the best age difference, like you know. But it was toxic in the sense of controlling. So like I felt very like, why are you wearing this? Who are you going out with? You can't have friends, you know. And mind you, I was still in high school, so of course I'm gonna have friends, right? And there was a lot of like, oh, if you do this, I'm gonna go and spread word of this and that. I'm gonna tell your parents this and that. And they don't even know my parents, but it's just this like latch, like this, like having me on chokehold, kind of like you need to do as I say, and you know, it was more of a control type of relationship. And I didn't realize it until my friends told me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I told them what was happening, and they were just like, first of all, this man's too grown for you. And second of all, it's like, you're like everything that I was doing. I've always been a really like honest, sweet girl, like to everyone that I've been with. And they can 100% say that too, because they always come back and they always say the same thing. You were great.
But
Da,
do you
da, da,
believe
da,
that every
da.
girl tells you that they are one of the best, sweetest people that you have ever met? Because everyone
Yes.
markets themselves in a
Yeah.
nice way.
Yeah.
I'm the most amazing girl you have ever met.
Yeah, because
but
we
I
all
will trust
are.
you. Yeah,
We all are.
okay.
I think everyone's amazing. I think we all have work to be done.
Yeah.
But I feel like for the people that I was with them for a reason. You know, the people that I had experiences with, I experienced them for a reason, and it was to give them some of my wisdom and some of my affection, and to receive the same. And I hope that they learned lessons just as I've learned lessons. But that one relationship really kind of messed with me mentally, because it was like, even it was so weird. My best friend at the time, she ended up like flirting with him and like acting a certain way in front of my face. So it was like, it kind of messed with me mentally, because I felt disrespected by everyone at the time. So when my friends had told me this, I had basically, I realized it. And I decided that like enough was enough. And I was afraid, because this guy was very like threatening. Like I was honestly super afraid of him putting a hand on me, because he has before. And then so it's like a crazy story. Dumped him in an alley.
Wow.
There was like a whole group. I called 2 guys that I knew from my school for backup, just in case, you know, for my protection. And this was in Egypt, by the way. So it was like, it was already different for me. And then I remember just vividly seeing, first of all, the outfit okay. Let me just tell you a quick story. Told him that we were going to go to a party. Knew I wanted to dump him. He got ready. I said, okay, perfect. I'm headed over there with my girls. We're getting ready. We're going to go. He stood at, like in front of an alley. Mind you, like, worst outfit ever to pick. No offense. But it was just like a hideous outfit. So I couldn't even tell it was him. And then, like, my friends are rolling up. I'm on the phone with someone telling for, like, backup before I do this. There's like 15 guys out of nowhere come like from the side of the alley and walking through, and these are all people that I have no idea who they are, right? I kid you not, they all came there to like kind of like show up for me. It was a mess. I told him like, this is it, like you're very toxic, I can't take the abuse anymore in front of everyone. He sat there crying and like, you know, then trying to like pull me and it was just like, it was so traumatizing. But the thing is, toxic people will always come back. So that's exactly what happened. Like he came back, but like threatening to kill himself and like, you know, stuff like that. And that's what I mean when I say like toxic relationships don't just end at the relationship, it continues even after. So people will be afraid. Like I was afraid. I was so scared because all I could think was, oh my God, he's going to kill himself because I broke up with him. I need to get back with him. Like he can't do this. I can't have blood on my hands for someone, you know what I mean? And I just had so much support. So it's really important to have support. A really good support system, have people in your circle that encourage you to get out, and also just make sure that you're safe. So like if at any given moment the person doesn't feel safe, I highly recommend like finding people first, talking to, even if you have to go in like your local there's centers, there's like programs, there's people, if you reach out like on Facebook groups that help people who are in like abusive or toxic relationships and support them getting out. So if it's like, if you have no friends in the city, or if you're not comfortable with people knowing, there's options, but you have to really want what's best for yourself.
Oh, that's amazing. So for example, there's someone watching you and they are in a toxic relationship. What is one word that you can tell them to get out, to help them in that relationship? Just one word.
One word. Let me think.
Pack your bags and go. pack your bags and go, or stay
Pack
there?
your bags and go. Don't stay. Do not stay. I would say find a safe escape. Find a safe exit, honestly. But that's not one word.
No, you
Exit.
take it as exit. Okay.
Run.
Run. Okay.
Don't allow yourself to go through this.
That's interesting. But so I just want to see how like your past traumas affected your relationship. Like,
Trust issues.
so those traumas, how did they affect your relationship?
Trust issues. It brought a lot of trust issues. I think trust is the biggest thing because trust branches out to different things.
Yeah.
Like it branches out into how I communicate with you, how I receive your love. Without trust, there's no relationship. Like there's really no relationship. So those past relationships that I had that were toxic, like I even had someone who would like bully me, like it was I don't know if that was their kink or something, but it was like degrading me in front of others. And just like that's another thing. If your partner is in any way like kind of like throwing shade at you in front of others, that's toxic, that's unhealthy. You should never feel like your person is trying to make you look bad in front of others. Like I feel like as a partner, you're supposed to uplift your person.
They should.
Because I actually read something on Reddit. I love Reddit. I read something on Reddit where a person was basically saying you should always talk highly of like your wife or your husband in front of others because they will kind of see that as like an open door to disrespect them as well, and not only like vocally but also through like, say if they want to flirt with you, they want to do this and that. It's like always talk highly of your person even if you guys are not good.
Because I think if you're dating someone, that person comes first before anything.
Yes.
If you don't talk good things about them, how do you expect other people to also talk about them?
And how will they respect you? Like growing up, I was taught like if you don't respect your siblings, their friends are not going to respect you. So I take it as like I also implement that in my relationships with everyone.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I was told that growing up. Like my brothers would like fight, and I was like, if you don't respect your siblings in front of other people, no one's gonna respect you. And I'm like, okay.
No, but sometimes you have to, like, when you're talking to your friends about your partner, you have to make sure you make them feel like we need to see this person as partner. We need to see so and so's partner just because of the good things that you're talking about them.
But if you talk about you have to be careful though when you're talking to your friends about your partner. I feel like you have to be careful because if you tell them every single good thing that they do, when something bad happens, it's like you're gonna have to go and tell them too. You know what I mean? And then they're gonna have this judgment of the person. Like that's why I'm like, it's tricky sometimes for people who are in toxic relationships, because if they go and tell their friend, say even if you're in a healthy relationship, if I go and tell my friends everything that my partner does and this, that, and the third, but they don't know like everything else. They don't know the backstory. They don't know the person. They don't know the situation. They're going to have this judgment. And especially in this day and age where everyone's very like, like, nah, let them go. Like, you can always get better, this and that. Like, go on Instagram. There's plenty of fish in the sea. It's like, they're definitely going to encourage, swim. Just swim.
There's so many people. And that's actually, that's one of the biggest problems. People can push you.
And there's envy too. There's envy too.
Course, yeah.
So much envy. Because it's hard to have a good relationship like in this time. It's really, you have to put in so much work. Yeah, and that's why I love like old school love. Like I'll see elder couples and like, sometimes they'll make conversation, or I'll watch videos on like them talking like 90 years together, and they're like, yeah, like I love her, but sometimes I hate her guts, but I love her because of that. And it's like, it's not always this replaceable thing. Like some people, you have to just accept that you don't always have to replace.
Our generation, people don't have time,
But what's the rush? Like I'm sorry to be so dark, but we're all gonna die. What's the rush?
The thing is that people are not patient, man.
Yeah.
Our parents were patient, Many times, and also the groups, the kind of people that we hang out with.
Yeah.
Because many people that you come and bring your boyfriend, and the other person won't be happy with your boyfriend because things are not working for them, and they will advise why don't you leave the guy.
They'll be like, I don't know. He's like,
It's not working.
His eyes are wandering a little bit too much. I don't think I like him. And then now you're like focused. Now you're watching his eyes everywhere you go. You're just like, you just like you'll be standing in front of him just to see where his eyes go. Like I've seen some of my friends do that with their boyfriends. So
That's
yeah.
crazy. Because the thing is,
I've
because if
seen
you
that.
have real friends,
Yeah.
they'll sit down with you, say, look here, we know your boyfriend, we stay with that guy. And I always tell people, you rather stay with the devil you know than the angel you don't know.
Yeah.
Because you may think actually your boyfriend is the worst person. When you leave him, you start calling him John. I think we need to talk after you going and seeing other people. Because the guy could have issues with communication. And you run away from him. You go and find another guy who has issues with cheating,
Yeah.
short-tempered.
Everyone has issues. And long story short, everyone has issues.
Yeah, so deal with it. By the way, let me tell you, the reason why, and this is the truth, people may get offended, but the thing is, as a woman, as a man, you're not coming to meet an angel. All of us are work in progress.
Yeah.
Each one has a mental issue. It just depends on the level. All of us are mad. It's just the level of madness. So
The madness is contagious, so
Yeah, I'm
you have
telling
to
you.
be ready to like
yeah,
really protect.
so all of us are in hospitals. So
Yeah, what?
some of you guys may come. You may come as a patient, or you may come as a doctor. So it depends on the level where you are. So be patient with us,
Yeah.
and allow people to grow.
Yes.
And a man, let me tell you, a good woman will build a man. I've seen some
do you
friends
think
of
so?
mine. 100%.
I've heard that like people say don't build a man, don't da da da. Personally, I can't relate, but like I've heard
can't?
no, like I can't relate, but like I've heard like don't build a man, like the saying like don't buy a man shoes because he'll walk right out your life with it.
Who
Or like
are those?
don't build
If you're
a man
watching
up.
this video and you're like that, please let us know.
I'm very sure that there are some people that will say that.
No,
But like what's your take on that?
Think about it. When you come in someone's house, the first thing they'll say, they're not going to say, "Oh, this is Douglas's house. Oh, this must be Douglas." They say, "This must be your wife," because they know. Because women are builders. If you get a good woman, she will build it up.
Yeah.
For example, just take a good look. I think people know so much about Michelle Obama and Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Michelle Obama built Obama. She met Obama when he was crazy. This guy used to smoke weed and stuff like that. But he stuck with the guy and started helping the guy. And people just see the actual product, Obama. But there was so much that this woman went through to build a person. A good woman will build a man. I'm telling you, if there are two things, you go in a relationship, you can go into a school or you can go into a prison.
That's true.
So there are two things. So
That
either
is
you
true.
choose, you want to go in a prison or you want to go in a school.
But also, like, when you say school, I feel like both have to be teachers.
Of course, I'm saying.
Like I personally, like, okay, like, the person that I'm with, they're amazing. Like, we build each other up. You know what I mean? It's like, I personally, because I told you my preferences, so I prefer mine to be a person that also helps build me up. Like I can build, but you have to help build too. So I'm never the type of person who's like, I don't want to do too much for them. I don't want to show them too much because they're going to take advantage or they're going to do this. Like I already know at the top of my head that I'm with you because I know that that's not your character. And I know that like, it's not like I do this for myself, you do this for yourself, we just grow separately. It's we grow together, so that's what I'm doing with my boo right now.
But the thing you say that people are telling you not to buy stuff for your person.
Oh, that's just a saying, like what's it called, like it's just a saying for like
Don't waste your money
men
on
and
Saturday
women,
night.
like it's like a saying, don't buy a man shoes because he'll walk out your life with it or something. I told you I can't relate, but
No,
like that.
I think every girl who's watching, make sure you just embarrass your boyfriend or husband with good stuff. Buy them shoes. Buy them clothes.
If you don't want them to walk out your life, buy them ugly shoes. That's what I'm
So
saying.
they won't
Just-
walk out?
Yeah, if you don't want them to walk out your life, just buy them ugly shoes. Like just some
Actually, guys
I'm just kidding.
love women who buy them stuff. And
Yeah.
you don't have to buy something fancy, but just because I'm telling you, there are guys who are in relationships and they're watching that even their girlfriend has never bought them even a toothpick. But
Do you
some,
think it's
some
that
of them
maybe they
just
feel
they take.
like no, it's my, like I'm supposed to get things, not you?
There are girls
Is
who
it
feel entitled.
like, well, the person I'm with is more masculine, right? But I still get them a lot of things. I
Yeah.
still treat them very. I get them flowers.
Yeah, but
I like,
people don't do that.
like I'm. Yeah.
One of my friends told me, man, the amount of money I've invested in my girlfriend, I would have bought like an apartment, because. And the guy
You
told
have
me
to invest in
we've
your
been
girlfriend.
we've been dating like for 2 years, but she has never even bought me even a coffee.
He never bought her a coffee.
Yeah, the girl, but every time
She never bought him a
yeah,
coffee.
all the time she's just asking. She
Well,
has
then
made-
what
she-
is
she has
that?
made
Is
the
that
guy
your
to be an
father? I feel like some
ATM.
people do, like, they have this dynamic depending, like, like a sugar daddy, right? It's like if you're someone's boyfriend or if you're someone's girlfriend, if you're not looking for a sugar daddy or a sugar mama, you have to also, like, be that partner and give them things too, because we're all humans at the end of the day, right? So we all want to experience,
But
unless you don't want to, but we all want to experience that, like, love, affection. I don't believe in like one love language. I have like all of them, everything. I want all of them. I don't only want.
I just learned that recently. I didn't know.
Really?
Someone asked me what's your love language. I was like, man, me I speak English. So until someone began to explain
But
to
you
me
have,
that
but you know
affection,
you
I don't
have
know
love
what-
language. You know you have it, right?
I'm just learning those things because
Okay.
But
Look more into it.
but the thing for the other thing that was interesting is like the person was telling me that my girlfriend has made me to become like an ATM, anytime money. So anytime she just wants something, she will never call me for like, hi, how are you doing? No, I need this, I want to go this, I'm shopping. The guy said, Douglas,
Well, is that what they want though?
the guy wants to get out. He's telling man, me I've become like an ATM. Everything it's
Yeah.
just getting out. No, like girls and guys, please, from today onwards, when you watch this video, invest in your guy. Guys, stop being stingy. Invest in your girl. It's very important.
Yeah.
Help. You look at someone is dating a girl, but even just take her to do manicure and pedicure and all the cures.
go
and
together.
or go together.
Go together.
And you cure and you do all the cures and pedicures and
Yeah.
manicures.
Go get your feet cleaned up. Go get your nails done together.
Spice it up, yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes like it's also, I know some people are not really okay with it, but do things that don't really cost money too, because it's like I know everything.
Okay. What doesn't cost money?
There's so many things that you could do that don't cost money.
Give me examples.
Okay,
I'll try.
obviously getting food costs money, but like spending time together, say maybe like having a
So spending
trivia night, game night, you know what I mean, like maybe going to like the park together. What else? The beach together. Just like spending quality time. Sometimes, of course, there's gonna be a few things you have to pay for,
But
it's like.
do you also believe that there are people, for example, you live in the same city, but you feel like you are it's like you're doing an online dating.
I'm long distance, so like you could ask me anything about that. Like spending quality time, I don't take that for granted. That's why I'm like, it's
some girls
very.
feel they're dating, but they're lonely.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, are you talking about like when you're together in the same city or
No,
long
they're
distance
in
or
the
just
sa-
in
the
general?
same city. Someone was telling me that.
Then you need to make effort. You have to communicate that with your partner. Like, it's one thing to like go on Google and be like, why is my partner doing this? What does this mean? And then there's another thing where you actually go speak to your person and you tell them like, hey, I'm feeling lonely. They have to find a solution with you. And if they don't, find someone who will.
So what do you advise someone who has had past traumas as we conclude?
Yeah.
As they go, because this is what I think, that every person who is going to go into a new relationship, first deal with your baggage.
Deal with
your baggage and your luggage
Ooh.
before you go into a new relationship, because if you move with it, you're going to cause problems.
Do you feel like you have to be fully healed though, or?
Not really, because healing is a process, right?
Yeah.
But at least first work on a couple of things, because if you move with those things into a new relationship, they are going to affect that relationship.
The only problem I have with that is like, so me, say after my toxic relationships, I took some time to myself. I would say maybe like a few months, but still that's enough time for me.
Months,
You know what I
wow,
mean?
okay.
A few months. And then I found myself in the habit of like talking to new people all the time, and then I was like, you know what, and then I would just get hurt all the time, so I'm like, maybe I need a few years, you know what I mean? So I really took my time. I started to like love myself more, meaning like I realized writing down, by the way, is the best way to do it. So I wrote down like, after my most recent person that I was talking to before I met mine right now, I realized that some things that they had in their life didn't really resonate with me, you know, like unhealthy habits that I'm not okay with and that I don't really resonate with. So I was like, okay, like I don't smoke, I don't like, you know, so they were doing it a lot and I wasn't comfortable with it. So I was just
smoking
like,
and,
I was just like, I'm not into all of that stuff, like drinking and all that stuff. Like, I'm not into all of that.
So what if the person drinks, but he's a very
You
nice
can
person? He
you
has a
can
good
drink.
heart.
You can drink.
He's caring and stuff like
okay.
that. Can you help him to?
That's
go through
okay. But it's like, if you're like, you have to understand sometimes lifestyles don't add up. So if a person is like wild, party girl, drinks all the time, smokes, like doesn't really have like any savings, doesn't really have like there no goals for later on.
Doesn't
Like,
have any savings. So that
savings
means
is important.
Before you date them, you want to know how much they have saved?
I have my boo's bank account. I have everything. It's not even, they gave it to me because it's like I actually, they're in the military, so I take care of the finances.
So that's why I tell people
Yeah.
these days, if you're going to date someone, I think we're going to start.
It's-
They're going to start bringing a damage deposit because some of them have damaged us enough. You bring
No,
a
but
damage
here's the
deposit.
thing, it's like-
You bring 2 references from your ex, just to let us know what are we, so that we know what we're going to deal with.
Savings is not only financial though. Savings is like, what do you have? Like, say if you're broke, right? But you have ambition, you're actually gonna go do it. You're in the process of doing it. You're not just sitting there like, oh, I want to be this one day. I want to have a business one
Okay,
day.
so you can see the vision.
If I see the vision and I see you working towards it,
Towards this, yeah.
okay, I will be with you once I see you working towards it.
So you that's what girls call, you'll be studying the person, right?
Yeah, I study the person as much as I can, but I also trust the process. Like, I'm fine. I'm like, I go to school, I have my job, I'm fine. I don't need them to take care of me. But I want to understand that they're also fine and can take care of themselves. That way we can take care of each other
What
when
if I
the
tell
time
you that
comes.
since you don't want me to take care of you, personally, I'm happy. I can take care of myself. So
I feel like that's how it should be though. Like you need to my dad, right? I'm really close to my dad. And he always taught me like you need to, he wants me to go get an education. He wants me to work. He wants me to save up my money. He wants me to invest. He wants to hand over things to me like the house, the business, because he wants me to know that like at the end of the day, yes, I'm a young woman, I'm beautiful, I'm this. He always tells me this all the time. But you need to also be able to take care of yourself because at any given moment, a man can find something else, or a woman, or whatever the preference is. They can find something else and they can decide that they don't want to take care of you anymore. And they want to take care of someone else. And
that's a good
that's
point.
reality.
That's a
And so if
very-
you're sitting there and your whole life revolves around securing someone who will spend a bag on you and take care of you and this and that, it's like you're going to be chasing that for the rest of your life with no assets of yourself.
wow.
That's sad. And then you're going to grow old and there's going to be a new young fine thing who's going to take that from you.
Hashtag
So
boss
you
lady, yeah?
need it's reality though. Like it's
No,
literally
but
reality,
what you're
you
saying,
know?
I love it because I think it's very important for every person who is coming to you to bring value. Because
Yes.
many people, I think it's very important to differentiate.
It's not only finances too, like values.
Yeah, what do you
you
bring on
know?
the table? Because if you just
Yeah.
want to sit, you could remain on the menu, but we need people on the high table. So every
Remain
girl,
on the menu
so
is
I've had
crazy.
girls saying, it's okay. God may help me to get a guy who is rich, and he will sort me out.
I just had someone say that at
I
my
don't
house
like
the
it.
other day. It was so stupid. Like, yeah, I just want to do this, and I'm gonna find me a rich man. Well, what do you have to offer a rich man? Like, it's like you like, it's like you can
I
offer.
wish
People
I
will say
came with
like,
a
oh,
pen, eh?
I cook, I clean, I can do
Wow.
this, I can do that.
We have robots
That's
now.
bare minimum. If my
Cleaning,
dad
cooking,
cooks and cleans.
we have
My
machines that
brothers
can
do
cook.
that. Like we're gonna have AIs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to be able to know how to communicate. You have to be able to know how to hold it down when things get difficult. And I don't care what people say. Like y'all could judge, but like I truly 100% believe that like with me and my boo, like if anything happens, I'm solid because I know their character and I know that when they are good, we're good. You know what I mean? And I know that if at any given moment anything were to happen, I unconditionally love her. By the way, like I do.
Many girls don't think like that. Many girls
And
don't think,
and that's why it's different. Like
and that's why many
it's
girls are not
it's
ambitious.
it
For
depends
them,
on who you're with, though.
taking care of themselves is more than a job. I just
Yeah.
need to look good.
Do you
Instagram, I'm
understand
okay.
how
Snapchat,
much
I'm
and how much effort and time and money it takes to take care of yourself as a woman? Like, do you know that?
Yeah.
You're aware, right? Okay, so I feel like that's why a lot of women are like, I need to upkeep this image of myself. I need to make sure that like my hair is done, my nails are done, my toes is done. That's a full-time job.
Yeah, but that's like from what you're saying.
Yeah.
If you focus
It's
on
a
having
full-time
savings,
job.
having a job, getting more.
You have to
education,
sacrifice a few
because
things,
what
though.
you're saying
That's
is
the
very
thing.
important. When a guy sees value in you, even the way they treat you will change. If you just if you bring zero to a guy who has money, what
Yeah.
value you bring? Anytime you can.
I mean, to be honest, you're just pretty and you're just there and you're just like there for
There's no difference
it's-
between you and the decoration in the house because there's no.
And
all
I
of this-
agree because me personally, I wouldn't want to be with a woman like that, and that's my honest opinion. I like a woman, for example, who is very like takes care of themselves but can take care of me. Also like. Not just there because you're cute and you could offer sex and this and that. Like those are just the bare minimums. You can get that from anyone. It's like, what do you have to offer me? Are you a good communicator? If not, are you willing to learn? Are you able to build the life that I want to have and that you want to have? Is it in alignment? That's important too. So it's more than just
Wow.
like
That's
it's.
these are very
It's
good
so
conversations. And what are your last words for the people who are really who are going to see this, and what do you want them to learn and take?
I
from
want
this?
you guys to actually understand the meaning of love and romanticize your relationships. And if you feel at any given moment that it's not for you, trust yourself. But also just be understanding that like if you're and this is even for me because when I look back at this, I'm going to need to hear this too. If you're going through something in your relationship, sometimes it's not really the end of the world or it's not the end of the relationship. You just need to really understand the situation, keep calm, focus on the solution. And if you truly love a person and it's not just for, you could love a person for whatever. I'm not even going to like judge. But if you truly love a person and you truly want a person, you're going to work for it just as much. So my 100% advice for everybody is just do things intentionally with love and through love. So move through love at all times. And that's even when you're angry, even when you're upset, even when you're disappointed. Have the perspective of, I love you. This is not great. This is not working for me. Even if you're dumping a person, have perspective of love. Wow. So I just think love makes the world go. I don't know. I just love. Like I love love. I just love love. Like I really do love love.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Guys, for me, my last word is to every person out there that is in a bad or good relationship, always give it your best. Like, make it work, before you walk out, Many of us want short-term things. Everything has to be short-term. Everything, we don't want to wait. But let's give every relationship 100%.
Yes.
Then if it doesn't work, then you can move on, because I believe that every person you're dating, maybe you're not going to marry them. Some of them could be in transit. Some of them could be in a school. They are just meant to be there for a season.
Yes.
So the earlier you know that, the better. But above all, I just want to thank you so much for watching Truth at Last podcast. You can follow us up. And if you loved listening to Maluka and you want her back, just please, you will let us know in the comments. But
I'd love to be back, so I hope you
thank
guys
you.
say something.
Thank you so much. And guys, keep loving each other. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.
See ya, bye.
Mind building, so phenomenal, spiritualizing, talk, manifesting hero.